Hi, welcome to another podcast of Nerd Supernova. I am your host, Paul Michaels, my co-host,
KJ McDermott.
and our buddy, Bobby.
Bobby Price, back again by popular demand after the one we did 30 seconds ago.
Hey!
We're copying these all in a day. Anyway.
No, we're not. These are like a week apart, or hours, or...
I'm posting them probably all at once, because these are too late as it is. Let's talk about Logan.
Why not?
Let's talk about Logan, the movie Logan. Probably
With
the
huge act man.
No, did you guys ever hear the Tracy Jordan joke, or the Tracy Morgan joke by Tina Fey? Tracy Morgan comes in while they're doing 30 Rock, and he's like, yeah. He's like, I like that one actor. And she's like, oh, well, which one? He's like, Jack Human. Sorry, what? Jack Human. Jack Human? Wolverine. Hugh Jackman? Yeah, that's the one.
I have no memory. That's not a 30 Rock.
No. That is a real conversation that Tina Fey had with Tracy Morgan.
I was going to say, like, 30
Yeah.
Rock. I know,
Tracy Jordan is not that. It's not that.
Sounds more logical.
Tracy Jordan is only a little bit probably an
I
exaggeration.
I was showing him from one of the United Museums where they call him Huge Act Man.
I think I blocked that movie out of my memory after I saw it.
All right. Well, anyways, Logan. Yes.
So
Patrick Stewart is awesome. And
Yeah.
Patrick Stewart is a Time Lord because he hasn't aged for like the past 30 years.
he looks old in this
Until
movie,
they
though.
actually put him in old age makeup, he doesn't age. Like, seriously, look at him in the interviews. He looks the same as Jean-Luc Picard. He really does. Like, and how many? And that was like
Didn't Stephen Colbert asked if he bathed in the blood of innocence to
I
keep
think
his
he
age?
did because,
Yeah.
like, honestly, but then again, he's also somebody like I would love to like sit down and like talk with him because he seems like an awesome guy.
Yeah.
I know this is about Logan, but then again, he's in Logan, so we
He
can
probably would like to
that,
talk
right?
about Logan. I think.
I've seen Patrick Stewart actually in person when I was in Beverly Hills. He is the most physically impressive person to see up close. He like jacked. He was carrying a flower. He looked like he was a bodybuilder the way he was carrying
Really?
it down the street.
I don't see him being jacked. Well, not
I mean,
like
this-
overly jacked.
Granted, this was 15 years ago or so. But
All right,
he's young looking.
he's in good shape.
Yeah.
He just took in
A dog.
Him and his wife just took in
Yeah.
a dog and everything, and I was watching like the videos on that. And he's sitting there. He looks like the most genuinely like nice, awesome person, but like he's like educated as hell. And
Yeah.
you look at him and just be like, hey, you did a bunch of Shakespeare. You've done all these roles. Like, you're just an awesome human being. And like you're sitting there, and then I watch him in like Logan, where he's like old and like Alzheimer's befuddled old man. I'm just like, oh my god.
Fuck off, Logan.
I hope that this doesn't actually happen to you because you seem awesome. But
It was sad to see him like
It
that.
was.
He feels like a family member.
But then again,
Like,
you felt sad already knowing that that man is not like that. That just proves like what level of an actor he is to make that believable. Whereas you saw him in real life,
Yeah.
and you know that he isn't like that.
Yeah.
That makes it so much better. Like, sorry.
The movie. No, there's not much. Like, I went in. I mean, again, I had heard good things about the movie. I was very happy that it was getting good reviews, but I still went in with limited expectations because the last two Wolverine movies were very like subpar. I mean,
I
X-Men
was very
Origins.
hopeful.
Yeah, no. And again, I wasn't saying I wasn't hopeful, but X-Men Origins was obviously very terrible. Wolverine was okay. The whole time I
Can
kept
I say-
watching the film, I kept saying, "Why isn't this rated R? Why isn't this rated R? Why isn't this rated R?"
It's the best X-Men movie out of all of them so far.
Pretty much.
And and it's not even like an X-Men movie. Which, what does that say about all the other X-Men movies?
I will say this. Days of Future
X-Men-
Past.
Deadpool is not. I don't consider
Yeah.
that an X-Men movie.
I would say that Days of Future Past is the best X-Men movie. I would say that this is the best Wolverine movie because it's very much not about.
Okay.
It's not so much about a team. It's about the end of everything,
Yes.
pretty much, which is the way it is.
Elephant in the room, real quick.
Okay.
Well, the first thing that popped in my head, if anybody's ever read Old Man Logan,
Mm-hmm.
which this is super loosely
Based,
based
yeah.
off of. Obviously, they couldn't do all that stuff.
No, I'm kind of glad that they just did their own story. Honestly,
Yes.
that's what I was actually very
It's
happy with.
still, like I said, very, very loosely based off of Old Man Logan. How do you feel about replacing the whole Mysterio incident with the Charles Xavier incident.
I think it works fine. My thing is I would have been more upset if they were trying to copy the plot like beat for beat, but they kept putting in different
I knew
X-Men.
going in there, they obviously.
Well, no. But I would have been pissed if they tried doing that and say like instead of facing the Hulk at the end, he faces like the Blob or something.
I was thinking something weird where Wolverine was going to still. Spoiler alert, everybody! If you don't know,
His whole thing is
Logan,
spoilers.
Yeah, spoilers, by the way.
Oh, by the way.
Yeah.
So if you don't see the movie or read the comics, cut out now.
Yeah.
I was actually still thinking of how they would have Wolverine murder everybody. Like, because in the comic books, like, Mysterio makes him murder everybody. I was still thinking Wolverine was going to murder everybody, and that's why he goes recluse. They changed it to Charles Xavier having a spaz attack. And
the thing was, is like,
everybody.
I found that fine because I actually found that much more believable. The best way that I can explain how I feel about the book Old Man Logan and how I feel about the Logan film is that they honestly, the only thing they have in common is that it's an old Wolverine. Two entirely different stories. There's if you
still expecting.
No.
What was that what was the catalyst to make Wolverine step away from everything?
Probably when all of his friends and loved ones died. And he's seen happen before too.
It was a way to make that less dark too, because Xavier didn't
intend to. It just happened,
and he also didn't really remember it the whole time during the movie
because of his brain and how what was happening.
So it made it a lot less dark to start.
Yeah,
because it's already dark. That would have pushed it over the edge.
The way I look at, like I said, the way I look at the Old Man Logan and the movie Logan is, if you read comics, there's two Hulk stories. Peter David, who's probably like the best Hulk writer, next to say like Greg Pak, who did like World War and Planet Hulk and stuff like that. But he did
Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah. Well, anyway, Peter David did two stories with like Hulk ending, basically making them like the last Hulk stories. He did Future Imperfect, where Hulk meets he goes to like the future, and he meets like a deranged, more like insane version of himself called the Maestro, who takes over like the planet once it gets irradiated. Like another world war happens, another bomb gets dropped. He is like one of the few survivors because he's the Hulk. And he becomes stronger because of the radiation, but it also drives him further insane, and he becomes like this overlord.
That's what we need, a more insane Hulk.
Well, that's what I'm saying, and it makes a great story. And Future Imperfect's great because he's fighting himself. It's a beautiful story. And then
Dr. Banner and Mr. Hulk.
Okay. Then like later, Marvel was doing this series called The End, where they had like all the big writers of the industry do like the end story for all of their characters, or at least a good amount of them. And they went to Peter David, and they're like, do you want to write an end story for Hulk? And he's like, I already did. I did Future Imperfect. And they're like, no. Like, we want you to just do a whole different one. You can do whatever you want. And he's like, okay, cool. I'll do that then. And so he wrote another story where it's an entirely different thing. The Hulk remembers the other Future Imperfect story about him seeing his future self. So basically the same thing happens, like another war happens, but instead like he hides himself away. Everyone kind of dies, and because he's the Hulk, he just keeps living like almost forever, like except when he reverts back to being Bruce Banner, he's just like a withered old man.
So how does this relate back to Old Man Logan?
But what I'm saying is that the story of Hulk the End is just he lives in a constant painful existence pretty much, whereas like the other one was much more optimistic. Same with Old Man Logan. They're both end stories for Hulk, but they're both perfect in their own ways. So that's what I'm saying.
One of the few problems I have with the movie is that I never felt like I got a good explanation as to why
Wolverine was dying. The thing was that they made a point, and this I didn't catch it right away either. But it's because the adamantium is actually poisoning him. It's been in his system so long that it actually is hurting his blood and everything else, and it's making him weaker as an after effect.
Yeah, it felt like it was very quickly explained and then glossed over.
It's one of those like one lines that like if you're not paying attention, it's just gone.
Yeah, pretty much.
But I feel like that should have been more.
The point is,
think about it like in like Iron Man 2. Iron Man 2, he's got like
He's
this
dying
thing,
and
he's dying, and he has to continuously like keep like doing his dosage or whatever. If it was like that, where we actually had a thing like, oh, it's poisoning him like consistently. Oh, your heart thing is consistently like poisoning you. You
Yeah.
need to be better. If it actually showed us like, oh, I'm getting poisoned more and more, we'd know about it instead of just being like, oh yeah, this thing's poisoning you. Continue.
yeah.
Like,
The thing is, for me, like, and this is the best way I can say it. The movie's so good to a certain extent. I don't even really kind of care so much why Wolverine is necessarily dying, because they've done the whole like, oh, your powers are going again or some bullshit, because he's immortal. Like, how do you make him interesting? The point of the story that I liked was that I cared that he was on the end of his ropes, that, you know,
he just wanted to give up.
yeah, he wanted to give up, and again, it's a great story. It's been done like a lot of times, but with Wolverine, it was really done well. It was this story of him wanting to give up, the old Western type story, the whole Western type deal. He's at the end of his rope. The legends of old are gone. Like, he's a man that just wants to go out into the wasteland and just, waste himself, pretty much, making sure that everyone, at the last remnants of his old life, is at least taken care of before he does. And then the little girl gets thrown in his lap and everything changes around. I mean, it's a story we've seen quite a few times in different ways, and they still made it something new and different, I felt, which I liked. And I liked the fact that Hugh Jackman could have easily phoned it in, but he didn't. He wanted to make this really something special.
Not gonna phone it in
No,
like
I know.
the last one.
I know, exactly. And he's fucking Wolverine, man. He's fucking Wolverine. He's as much Wolverine as Chris Reeves is Superman, or fucking Ben Affleck or Michael Keaton is as
That's another thing,
Batman.
it's like, who do you think is gonna replace him?
The only guy I could see right now who could do as good a
Tom Hardy?
Tom Hardy, yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much. That's it. That's the only person I could think of right now off the top of my head who could do as good a committed performance as him and make me
Honestly,
believe that he's
I would love
Wolverine.
him. I would love Tom Hardy. As
I'd be
Wolverine.
fine. I'd be fine, and I think he'd be fine with it too, because Wolverine is like one of the not only one of the best X-Men, he's one of the best Marvel characters. He's just so much fun, and you can have so many different stories with
I can see
him.
him pulling it off because he's one of those, like, even him as Bane or Mad Max, like, you could see him just being like, you can commit to a role even as weird as it is,
Yeah.
doing it. So
On that subject,
Yeah.
Daphne Keane is the best child actor I've seen.
23.
Yeah, X-23. Yeah. She's great.
She's one of the best
She
I've
was
ever seen in my life.
She was on par with 11 in Stranger Things.
Also, think about this.
Yeah.
She's going up there with Hugh Jackman and Patrick Stewart acting in scenes like that as a child actor. That's gotta be intimidating as
seamless.
fuck.
Yeah.
The thing is, though,
No.
she's so young. I don't even know if she even fully understands.
I'm sorry, shut up.
I'm just saying, I don't even know if she
She's a
understands.
child
I don't even know if she understands like who Hugh Jackman is.
No, I'm sorry.
No, she's got that.
You go up there like acting like that as a child actor. You got like Hugh Jackman and
No, I'm just-
Sir Patrick Stewart. He's a fucking knight. Like, you go up there in that, you're going about like going.
She did a
into
great
scene
job,
with
dude. I'm
great-
not saying she didn't do a
and
great
she
job.
does well. She's not. She did very well.
No, I'm not saying she doesn't do very well. I was just saying I don't know if she was old enough to understand like the extent of who they are in general. Do you know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know. I could be very
if
wrong.
She didn't do her research, then even more to
Then
her.
people would
But
tell her about it.
you-
though, you know?
Yeah, I
And-
guess that's
like,
true.
I'm sorry, like, she's got parents, she's got friends. They're gonna tell her she's going against greats, and she's gotta be on her A game, and she did A+.
No, she did a
But
great job.
Physical acting too, not even just the.
Yeah, like
You know, the-
Yeah, without like the
Everything
wires
was
making
on.
her jump over like
Yeah, it was on point. But I mean, there are people who have done wire acting and stuff before, that physical stuff, and you can tell it's.
I'm waiting-
She
I'm
looked like
waiting-
she was doing it.
Speaking of like actors who do like wire stuff and everything, when's Ray Park's gonna get into the MCU? Ray Parks.
MCU or DC. I want him
Ray
as.
Parks. Well, he was Toad for
Let's not.
I don't count that.
Yeah,
but I
no one
want to see
does.
Ray Parks come back. Anyways,
Is he?
side note,
Is he?
sorry.
Is he still in good shape? Because it's been a while since even like.
Why would he not be?
I don't know, man. I'm just saying, like, I just
If
haven't
you got
seen
a
him in
bunch of
forever.
money and like not anything to do, why wouldn't you keep working out if you're a stuntman?
That's true. I want to see him in it, though. I'm saying, like, I'd like to see that. I just want to know. I want to know what I want him to play as. He'd make a good.
Well, you know he's not against makeup.
No. Yeah.
Logan. Going back to Logan.
All right.
That's what we're supposed to be talking about.
What was the biggest aspect for you that stuck out, like that you think you would remember more than anything else after the movie is done and you're thinking back on it years later?
My big thing was I was happy with the writing and the actual like the scenes and everything, as it was an actual movie.
Mm.
It was a movie.
It was a movie.
Wasn't just action sequence, little bit
Setting
of
up for the next
dialogue,
film.
action sequence, little bit of dialogue. It was a movie. You could go in there not watching any of the other X-Men stuff, and you could still watch a movie. Like, that was my biggest thing, which I want movies to start doing. Yes, DC's building up their universe. Marvel's already got their whole universe. But, like, everything's a prelude into something else. This one, you can go in there, even just knowing, oh, Wolverine heals, cool. And you can watch the movie and watch it and being like, alright, cool, this is a good movie on its own. It's a standalone movie that you don't need
anything else to really... As long as you know who X-Men, Wolverine, and Professor X are, you're good.
Basic knowledge, you can go in there, watch it, and enjoy it.
Yeah.
That's my biggest thing for this movie.
I honestly, and I know it's just like blasphemy to say, but the movie like made me happy that the X-Men was owned by Fox. Only because I don't think I could see Disney...
Captain America didn't show up at the end to save him?
I don't think Marvel would make a movie like this.
Chris Pratt came down like a spaceship. You're like, oh hey, I'm here to save you.
Yeah, no, don't get me.
Made Rogue One.
No. Okay, no, I'm talking purely Marvel. First off, that's Disney and Lucasfilm. That's nothing to do with Marvel.
Okay, yeah.
I'm talking purely Marvel. Now, don't get me wrong. Marvel has gone dark, but mostly only in their TV shows.
What is it, like K2SO? Like,
yeah, K2SO.
At the end, and it's being like,
hello.
Oh, hey, what's up? Like, I didn't die. I'm here to save you because you didn't die either. Come on, let's go. Like,
yeah. Disney, I love a lot of the new Star Wars films. I love a lot of the Marvel films, but for most of the time, they play it safe. They do make great movies still to a certain extent, but they do play it safe. Logan would not be able to exist had X-Men been owned by Disney. I don't think Logan would have been made because they don't do one-offs. They don't do shoots off. They just do.
Rated R.
Yeah, they don't do it at all. And I'm glad at least
because of Deadpool in this movie,
they might. DC is more open to it because they could already.
Yeah, DC.
They want to do.
Saying they want to do rated R movies now.
They technically have if you count BVS Ultimate Edition. But anyway, the point being is
That's rated R.
I know.
What the hell's rated R about that movie?
Because the blood. Like literally, that could have. That's why it pisses me off more.
There's one guy against the wall. There's a blood splatter.
That's why it pisses me off more.
Blood splatter.
That pisses me off more. That they could have edited and it could have been a hard PG-13 as a 3-hour cut. Anyway, that aside, they want to do like a Lobo movie.
I'm running over you with a Zamboni.
They want to do.
Makes a difference though. Like.
Oh no, it does.
When the girl does their freeze breath thing at the end and. Smashes the guy's arm.
Fantastic!
Brutal scene, but you want to see that if
when the girl with trees like blows up that guy, fantastic! I lost my mind. It was great.
And even just Wolverine at the end, you could almost see him in the torn up yellow and blue spandex, just tearing through the soldiers on his way to try to help.
Everybody wanted to see the blue and yellow spandex.
I know.
Like that is the.
We're all envisioning it.
That's the reason he was my favorite character. That rage and just tearing through people. That's what you can do in a rated R movie. That's the difference. Is that it's not necessarily just blood, but you need to be able to see.
It's the realism.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
You need to bring it into
it's a totally unrealistic movie. But if you got somebody who your protagonist is a guy with like fucking 6-foot-long blades on his hands, fist fighting people, you want to see blood because
he's not knocking people out.
Yeah, like these blades on his hands, and he's cutting through people's like faces, arms, and torsos. There's going to be blood. That's what all of the other X-Men movies were missing. Like even when like in
X2 when he goes when he goes to the house,
punches the guy into the refrigerator, and the guy falls off, and like there's the claw marks in the fridge behind him after the guy falls off, and you're like. Oh, cool, there's claw marks but no blood. Like, that's what every fan was hoping and, like, waiting for. Because Wolverine, he's brutal. He's an animal. That's the whole point of his character.
He's not a PG
brutal.
superhero.
No.
Like, that's why Deadpool works so well, is because, like, you got katanas? Yeah, there's gonna be blood. You got 6 blade long, like, fists? Like, yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm glad. Look, Logan was great. I can't wait for the next Deadpool movie. I can't wait for X-Force, just because they're probably all going to be rated R movies, and they're going to be allowed to take advantage of what they want to do. And I'm excited.
Open the floodgates.
But yeah, honestly, dude, I think DC will be doing R-rated movies before Marvel will, and DC will take advantage of it because they're gonna want to do like a Justice League Dark movie with all the supernatural dark characters, and they're gonna want to do Lobo, who is fucking.
I don't think they're gonna go to Justice League Dark. Quick.
No, well, they're already planning it. They've already got Doug Liman lined up to direct it. They just, live action, Constantine, Deadman, Swamp Thing,
you mean
Satana.
That. Okay,
yeah, supernatural, but supernatural.
Dark, as in like where Batman's an actual villain.
No.
Those aren't.
No. The supernatural.
That was Justice League Dark too, wasn't it? Like the alternate universe.
Maybe, but they cut a comic book called Justice League Dark, where it's all the supernatural characters together in a superhero group who face on the supernatural threats, basically. So that's what I see them doing. That would be great because when you get down to like demons and like Satan rituals,
I would still love like
I want a Ghost Rider rated R movie. That would be fantastic, but I know it's not going to happen.
No, Ghost Rider. They said is going to be Netflix soon.
They are going to make a Ghost Rider Netflix.
They're working on Punisher now because he was in Daredevil.
Yeah.
The next one
Are they doing Johnny Blaze?
Johnny Blaze,
okay.
Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider on Agents of Shield, though.
That's a different Ghost. That's a different Ghost Rider. That's not Johnny Blaze.
He does mention the other Ghost Rider. Apparently,
he does. They do mention him, so he's still there. MCU got Ghost Rider back. They got the rights to him.
Yeah.
But that's not Johnny Blaze. That's a different one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Johnny Blaze is apparently getting his own Netflix, which I'm fucking pumped for. Considering if they're doing Punisher Netflix.
Yeah, I know, man.
It's gotta be fucking bloody.
I'm very excited.
I'm sorry, Punisher can't go not bloody.
All right. We need to talk about Iron Fist next, but I'm just going to end my closing thoughts on Logan because we were saying to you like, what's the biggest thing that you're going to remember about the movie? For me personally, in a film, like
I need to touch on something.
Oh, really? You do?
Yeah, Clone Wolverine.
That's what I'm going to bring up.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, you were saying like your closing thing.
That's what I'm saying. That's the thing I liked most about the movie was the reveal of the X-24 technically. I loved that because it was a way to do a comic book thing but be a metaphor at the same time. Because the thing that Wolverine hates most is himself.
Yeah.
He hates.
Yes.
Or he hates.
I'm sorry. I read those forums too.
Yeah, the X-24 represented all of his dark demons, all the things that he hates about himself, the savage side, everything.
Die by his own
hand or whatever.
You can't see the quotation marks.
But again, even in that sense, it shows that you can't necessarily defeat your demons by yourself. You need help from other people, like when X-23 shoots him in the head.
Then again, Wolverine has a son.
Oh, you mean Draken?
Yeah.
Or is it Draken or Daken?
It's one of those.
Yeah, he was one of the Dark Avengers.
He has a son, so it's like, all right, cool. But do you ever feel like they're gonna bring him in? If they've already done like the Colt,
maybe, but not. I mean, not for a while. At least not after X-24.
Honestly, I never see Spider-Man bringing in like Ben Reilly, but like, yeah, like.
This is probably
it's gonna be a while before Ben Reilly.
The other small problem I have with the movie: Wolverine was shot by an adamantium bullet before. Right? In this continuity. Origins
never happened. That's the thing.
Is that what they're going for?
After Days of Future Past, it doesn't matter. That's the thing you have to understand about the X timeline.
That's why we were saying it was a good standalone movie.
It's basically
don't think about the other.
A lot of people were saying too, like, oh no, Days of Future Past ending doesn't matter anymore because 5 years later it's all bad. It's like, no. This is just an alternate timeline. This is just a thing that just happens.
It's a standalone movie.
Yeah.
Right.
It has inspiration from the X-Men, but it's its own personal thing. Like the whole timeline as it is very confusing.
Yeah, like
but that's
being shot by it and dying
straight in the forehead too.
Yeah.
Well, it's more like took off his head and then so it didn't even stay in there too. It like just took off his head and it's like okay, whatever. But it doesn't matter. The story's good enough where you don't really care. Yeah. The story's good enough where you don't really care as much.
No, absolutely true. I mean, I glossed over it, but it did. It was one of those kind of small, lingering questions. I was like, why did they bring that up again? That was specifically something they brought up before.
Why did they like stab him in a bunch of tree roots?
Yeah. Well, technically, if you go by X-Men Origins, wasn't Deadpool a guy with like katana blades coming out of his head?
It never existed.
We do not talk about Barakapool.
Barakapool.
I did like the stand-ins for the inbred Hulk gang. though.
Oh, the Reavers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
no. The Hicks that attacked them at the.
oh yeah.
The compound, yeah.
Well,
that felt a lot like
that's-
the Hulk gang from.
Well, in a sense, it is and it isn't because like every.
I just throw that back to like the Western aspect.
Yeah, the Western, he always has. There's always a group that the hero has to go against because there's always like a bunch of assholes in the town or something.
There's always that Western aspect where like, hey, we don't like your kind around here. We're gonna kill you.
But it was about for me, it was more about that family dying too. Like,
Oh yeah, no.
being caught in their wake, and that's how Wolverine
It's very
was in the
much
comic.
it's very much
about his
a
family.
Marvel Western, and that's what I loved about it. I
Yeah,
thought it was I thought it was great, and it took all the best aspects of that idea and did it well.
Bryan Cranston, Mr. Sinister. What?
I don't know, maybe we'll see. But anyway, I like the movie. If not loved it, you guys all loved it, right?
I thought it was
Yeah.
great.
This is like 3 weeks. This is like 3 weeks too late to say, but I think that we can all agree that it's a great,
Honestly,
fantastic
any of those
movie.
spoilers that we had, if you haven't seen it yet, fuck you.
Yeah, that's on you.
Yeah. All right. But any other closing thoughts? Or are we all good?
Oh, we're good.
Bobby?
I think I'm very good, except that I want to say one more time how much I loved seeing Wolverine rage out at the end. If he was going to have to go out,
Dude,
you
yes!
wanted to see him
Yeah.
go out in one of those
Die
classic
in a
Wolverine.
blaze of glory.
one of those classic Wolverine
Going
rages.
down in
And
a blaze
even
of
him
glory.
screaming. Like, he goes through like 6 soldiers and then goes, "Brah!" and then just keeps going after it. Like, that's what I wanted to remember of Wolverine.
Yeah, that's what he does,
Hugh
man.
Jackman's going to end it. That was the way to do it.
Yeah, it was good, man. It was good. Now, I'm still excited to see Professor X come back because he has said that he would come back if
No.
it's in Legion. No, he says if he'd be open to come back as Professor X if it's in the Legion TV show or Deadpool 2. That's what he said he would come back for.
Oh,
Patrick Stewart.
Did he? When?
awesome.
Few
Because I
weeks
saw-
after Logan came out.
I saw a whole interview where he announced that he was quitting it after.
Just type in Patrick Stewart, Deadpool 2, or Legion, and you'll see an interview where he says the other
All
thing.
right,
I mean,
well,
again, I don't know what the timing
I'm
is.
still waiting for Hugh Jackman to come back with Ryan Reynolds paying him for
do-
a Deadpool cameo. Because
I would just
Ryan Reynolds has said that he will pay his own from his own pocket.
Dude, it's
Not even
that
a- not
is
even
going
a
to-
I would
studio.
just laugh. I would just laugh if they set it up that there's going to be a team up, and it's basically just Deadpool running into a bar, like, "Hey, let's
And he goes,
team up."
"Hey, fuck off."
Yeah, fuck off, and then like
I
Deadpool's like,
would love
"Aw."
that, but I would still love that.
Yeah, I know,
Like,
man.
That would still be great. Or like he just goes like, "Fuck off, Bob," and like the middle claw finger.
And then
would be the great.
Deadpool like runs out like,
Yeah,
you're just gonna die in a
Or
field
even
anyway
just,
somewhere.
Even just like looks over his shoulder with a cigar in his hand, just does the middle claw finger and just goes like,
Yeah.
"Fuck off." Like even that, I would pay money for.
Deadpool runs out and says, "Hey, you're gonna die in a field
He just
anyway."
goes like, you know what? Like it's good you left.
You're gonna
Like,
have
you
a
just left.
you're gonna have a stick X in the middle of the field. Nobody will ever see it again. No big deal.
Anyways, goodbye,
All right,
everybody.
that's all we got to say. I think.
Bye bye.
All right, have a good one, guys.